Too wee. Maureen sighed. Was she getting smaller? Either that or the floor was sinking. In any case, she couldn't quite reach the top shelf to put the sugar away. She put it on the kitchen counter and sat down to have a wee cup of tea. She couldn't understand why she needed a rest. After all, she'd had a very quiet day. She got up early and done some relaxing meditation before breakfast. Then she'd taken Bonnie out for a walk. So nothing special, really. Well, apart from meeting that group of Cubans in the park, it turned out they were professional musicians on tour in Scotland, so Maureen had had no choice but to show off her best salsa moves. And even though she'd only danced for 40 minutes, the Cubans had been rather impressed. Once she'd got home, still feeling inspired by the music, she'd played her saxophone for an hour or so. And of course, that put her in the mood for some woodworking. So she put down her sax and picked up a chisel and carried on carving the miniature canoe she was creating. While she was working, Bonnie looked at her quizzically and coughed politely. ¿Qué te pasa, mi amorcito? Asked Maureen. Tengo hambre, replied the dog in perfect Spanish. Maureen's friends and family knew she'd been studying Spanish, but none of them knew the real reason. Although Bonnie was a bichon frisé who understood both French and English, she would only speak Spanish. So once Maureen realised that, she decided to learn the language too. It came in handy for understanding salsa song lyrics and for visiting friends in Spain. But most of all, it enriched her relationship with her dog. After lunch, Maureen and Bonnie went to Kelvin Grove Park to spend the afternoon with Rona, Toby and the boys. Then she rushed home to put on the tea for Keith and Clyde, who were visiting. The early evening was spent delivering yes leaflets door to door for the forthcoming independence referendum. But she'd only done 2.5 hours up and down tenement stairs, so she just couldn't fathom why she felt tired. On the radio, on the late evening news, they were interviewing a well-known historian with a lot more hair than sense. "I'm proud to be Scottish," he claimed, "but the truth is, we're just too wee to be a successful, independent country." Maureen looked at Bonnie, who was sitting in the corner of the kitchen with what looked suspiciously like a grin on her face. "Too wee," said Maureen to the radio. "Aye, that'll be right. What about Iceland, you idiot?" Bonnie declined to comment. Maureen picked up the sugar, walked to the cupboard, stood on her tiptoes, stretched up and placed the bag safely on the top shelf. "Too wee? No way." Thank you.